chicks dig the car.
This is why Superman works alone.
A world at risk.
Batman will watch his beloved Gotham perish.
Just what I had in mind. Everything dead on Earth except us.
Yes.
Girl of my dreams.
Come join me. Forget the geriatric bat.
A partnership.
Robin, no!
In crisis.
You were reckless, and you almost got killed by Freeze tonight. All you could think about was poison ivy.
How are we supposed to work together if you won't trust me?
A family in conflict.
Then I go after Freeze and Ivy alone.
She loves me and not you, and it's driving you crazy.
One kiss.
She wants to kill you, Dick. It's my rules that keep us alive, and you will abide by them.
You must learn to trust him, for that is the nature of family.
A legacy in danger.
But I shan't be here forever.
Alfred's not sick. He's dying.
Can't believe it.
I spent my entire life trying to beat back death. But I can't, can I?
None of us can.
When venom meets vengeance. Justice cannot fight alone.
Suit me up, Uncle Alfred.
I'm asking you, friend, partner, brother. Will you help me?
Arnold Schwarzenegger, George Clooney, Chris O'Donnell, Uma Thurman, Alicia Silverstone. A Joel Schumacher film. Strength now.
Partners?
Partners.
Courage always.
Partners.
Family above all. Batman and Robin.
Welcome to They Call This a Movie, testing the strength of friendships one terrible movie at a time. Subscribe to the podcast on iTunes on podcast services by searching They Call This a Movie, and find us on Blue Sky, Threads, and Instagram at TicTamPod. That's TCTAM Pod. Welcome back to They Call This a Movie. This is Anthony Del Vecchio. With me, as always, is Dan Aquino and Mark Myers. Say hello, gentlemen.
Hello, friends.
Hello, everyone. As I mentioned on our Discord, which you can get to by signing into our Patreon, I, over the last week, had watched the new hit phenomenon, K-pop Demon Hunters. And this is not have to do about the movie, Ann, so you don't have to cut me off. And since I did that, the algorithm on stuff has been fucked for a little bit, and I'm slowly getting it unfucked. But one thing it made me realize was there's a whole contingent of people that like that movie that found a rumor that it was originally going to be 3.5 hours and there were more songs at it, and they swear they would sit and watch a 3.5 hour movie. And it made me realize that a lot of people probably don't have the concept of how long an actual 3.5 hour movie is, and especially since it's a kids movie. I don't think you two have children, probably not at the age that would watch this, but I can't see getting mad at the people if there was a 3.5 hour cut of this movie, of any movie in general that's geared towards kids, and thinking the right choice would have been to release the full cut. It was, I guess essentially it was just, I have been, seeing this and just wanted to throw that out there. Not much of a topic for you guys to jump at. I don't know if you have any opinions on, people. Well, you yell at me all the time for wanting things longer, but I think there's a real thing nowadays on social media and stuff like that where people overestimate how much they would actually sit and watch a thing.
Okay.
I blanked out as soon as you said K-pop.
Yeah, I want to go back to what you said at the beginning of your thing, where you said, "Don't cut me off." I don't think I've I want to go on record to say I don't think I've ever cut you off on any of your openings.
I think
even your worst ones.
I knew K-pop Demon Hunters would be a topic that, outside of maybe a Fast and the Furious soliloquy, could get you close to the mute button on my end.
I feel like maybe I'm so out of the loop in terms of the K-pop Demon Hunters that I'm along for the ride at this point. In terms of a 3.5, I'm not going to watch a 3.5 hour K-pop Demon Hunter movie, so I would definitely veto that if you put it onto the list of movies to watch.
The point I just remembered, one of the reasons I wanted to bring it up was I think you would, just because there's one opinion, you would love this director, Ant. She immediately said that all movies should be an hour and a half to an hour 40 minutes.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's the golden rule.
Because apparently the rumor on the internet was false. They never had a 3.5 hour movie, but you know how the internet runs with shit. But yeah, then she had that comment. I was like, I knew there was the exact reason why I wanted to bring it up, and it was because this person literally sounded like Ant on these podcasts. It's like, no move, like 90 minutes. That's all we're doing for this kids movie, which is what it was. But yeah, it just confounded me. Maybe it was just because I watched the movie and I'm like, yeah, it's a kids movie. Songs are good. There's, probably some songs that you could consider bangers that get stuck in your head. And it was the right length for a kids movie. The themes were good for children, and it was a simple enough plot that nobody really got confused. And then you see all these people on the internet wanting to really complicate it and, make it not for children, essentially. And I'm like, did we watch the same movie?
Are you saying they wanted to like fuck the characters?
No, not even that. They just wanted it to be like a lot darker and like dive into like the really like the really dark backstory you could have with the characters. Not saying they ever mentioned there is one, but you could. And a lot of the people that were popping up on TikTok and stuff like that were just, wanting that stuff. And I'm like, it's a kids movie. Like it has a really good message and there's a little bit of dark stuff in there, but we don't need to dive into the reason the one character's parents are dead, and the gritty backstory on this character. And it's just like, not everything's going to be your like gritty reboot of something. You know what I mean? Sometimes just leave good enough alone.
The Lion King has death in it. That's one of the greatest animated movies of all time.
Yeah,
so sometimes you have to have.
Oh, no, I didn't say no death
story.
They just want it like to go deep. Like it would have been like, from what I was hearing, they would want to spend like 30 minutes into the psychology of Scar in The Lion King.
I think that's what The Lion King 2 is.
Yeah, but
I have no idea.
The Lion King 2 is Simba's pride.
Right?
Are you talking about Mufasa, the Lion King?
Maybe that's what it is. Mufasa. They dig into how Scar was really supposed to be the king, and then Mufasa came along.
Yeah, like you can have death and dark stuff. Like this has obviously demons in it and things, and the demons are an allegory that I think probably goes over kids' heads. But
is it an allegory for bad things, for evil people?
It mostly feels like addiction, essentially.
Are you a K-pop fan, Mark? Do you have to be a K-pop fan to watch K-pop Demon Hunters?
Right. Do I need to follow the music to know what this is about?
The only thing I would say is if you have some terrible aversion to K-pop.
What is K-pop? It's Korean pop music. I understand that.
Essentially, it's boy bands and girl bands, but they sort of mix. Like there's some what you would call rapping in there. There's all kinds of like normal beats and then some rock overtones and things. Like it's basically like you'll hear the song, and if you hear it a couple times, it'll just like it's like they're really good at doing earworm stuff to sort of just get it stuck in your head. And this movie, since it was written basically like a musical, kind of, a lot of the songs and lyrics are based on like telling a story more than just being regular pop music. But yeah,
like I wouldn't say I had an aversion to K-pop.
Yeah,
until now.
It's just hard.
This explanation, you could have just said, your explanation could have just been said, it's music not for Anthony.
Probably, yeah. It's
and
boy,
I get it.
It's the idol system and boy bands and girl bands and stuff like that.
Does it go into why the fan bases are insane and rabid?
Partially. I don't want to. I haven't really thought to dive deep into my thoughts on K-pop Demon Hunters, but the fans are an integral part of the story. From a plot standpoint.
Okay.
And it sort of, kind of dives into that a little bit. The way
at any point, Mark, did you feel weirded out watching this movie? Like this, because this is a kids movie, right? You said
no, because there was no overtly sexual stuff. There's not even I'm just saying, there's none of that stuff to be like, these are, sort of like, this is a kid's, and then even the kiddie part, because like I said, the story is good but basic. So you're not looking for the Citizen Kane of animated films with this.
The reason why I ask is the last kid movie I watched on my own was Teen Titans Go. And I didn't know that was a kids movie. Yeah. I just Teen Titans. I used to watch that, when I was in my late teens, early 20s. I would watch Teen Titans on Cartoon Network. It's I'll go watch Teen Titans Go. And it's strictly for children. And I have never felt more embarrassed or
I would say more
out.
I would say more it sits in the young adult late teen sort of more than kids stuff.
Okay.
So because the characters are in their 20s essentially in it, and and like I said, the story's probably a little bit more complicated than a Teen Titans Go would be, but it's not it's not Oscar award winning writing. But the main thing that hooked me was one that kept me going through the whole movie. What I meant by hooked and not just turn it off was the girl that is the singing voice of the lead character is really, really good. And I just wanted to watch it through and just basically listen to her sing essentially. And then it, and then the themes started kicking in. The opening's not, probably you probably want to turn it off almost immediately, Dan.
I'm being honest with you. This whole conversation has just been very a haze for me.
Yeah.
I don't understand any of this. It doesn't concern me at all.
No. Well, you're
maybe there's someone who enjoys it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Ash does. That's the one reason why I watched it. Because she's, I had seen it on online, and then I had mentioned, I was so this K-pop Demon Hunters, I said to her, and then just the next 10 minutes of her talking about it, I was oh, this is a thing for that generation. I was all right, I'll check it out. Like I said, it's for anybody out there, because I know there's more fans listening than just the three of us on this podcast. If you have young children, anywhere between, I would say, well, I guess there's a lot of colors and flashing lights, so kids, toddlers and stuff would probably sit and watch it for a little bit. But you're talking 8 to 17, they would probably enjoy it. Just because they do a lot of things that seem to be like the current generation sort of. But they do the one good thing. And it's the last thing I'll say about it, and we can move on, obviously. The one thing that made me say that this is a pretty solid, like I said, as a movie, if you just take it for what it is, I put this in the Discord. I gave it an 8 out of 10 because if you take it for what it is, it's a really good, well done version of that thing. And because it does enough to keep the kids engaged, it gives them enough to do their, they joke about, all the online trends and mashing names together for relationships and things like that. Jokes for kids of that generation and stuff. But then it has the little stuff like the addiction storyline, sort of allegory for the demons and all that. And, and just, accepting yourself and things, what the main theme is for if a parent is watching it or something. They do the thing where there's something there for the adult that needs to watch it with their kid, that it doesn't feel like a waste of time. So that's my review. I wasn't expecting to give a deep review on this. I just wanted to complain about people not understanding that they would never watch a 3.5-hour movie and don't understand that it was created for children and not us millennials.
And Mark is you agree? Mark has been waiting on this to give the full review, right? Like he's been waiting on this for a while.
He just backdoored us on me.
He did, yeah. He really just fucking pulled the wool over our eyes.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. I just want to make sure that we know.
Couldn't wait.
No. Well,
I had to feel it out in the beginning.
You wanted it to kind of like you dipped your toe a little bit. Like, all right, let's see how far I can get. Okay, keep going. Now I've just explained the entire movie.
There we go.
All right. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed K-pop Demon Hunter. I don't think it doesn't sound like my cup of tea. So I drink coffee anyway.
Pretty good.
But besides that, we watched a movie. Before we get into this week's movie, I want to shout out our Patreon because our Patreon is going on and it's only $1. You go to patreon.com/ticktampod and you get access to our Discord where Mark talked about K-pop Demon Hunter already. You can check out his thoughts there in written form, as well as other things like movie reviews, movies that we like that we watch. And sometimes we go to the movie theaters and watch movies. Not me, though. I haven't been to the movie theaters in ages.
I did.
Mark did, too, and he didn't talk about those movies. I think he went twice.
I went twice.
Twice, but he talked about K-pop Demon Hunter here. So those movies must have sucked, I'm assuming. But the Discord is there. You could suggest episodes for us. If you know a shitty movie we haven't touched in the 340 episodes that we've done, drop it in the chat. Let us know. And you also get access to monthly polls. We do our movie of the month at the end of every month, and you get to vote on what movie we'll watch. And also, we do exclusive episodes. Once a month, we'll do an exclusive episode on a brand new topic every month. We're kind of mixing it up there. So check that out. Once again, it's $1 a month. You get all that kind of good stuff. You get to talk to us directly over on Discord. It's a lot of fun. I want to see more people over there. But check us out. Patreon.com/ticktampod. Okay. Now it's time to talk about this week's movie. And I want to say this week was Dan's pick.
Yes, sir.
I would hope so.
All right. So, Dan, why don't you introduce this week's movie?
Sure. So this week's movie, this is a movie I've been dying to do for quite a while. And I kept pushing it back for whatever reason. And this movie is on my Mount Rushmore of bad movies. I have a long history with this movie, and I'm very excited to dig into it. I chose the immortal 1997 flop that killed a character for a decade, pretty much, a little over a decade. Batman and Robin with George Clooney and Chris O'Donnell as the titular Batman and Robin. And this movie, obviously it has... it needs no introduction in that way. Everyone knows how bad Batman and Robin is. To me, when people talk about famously bad movies, The Room is thrown in there, right? Samurai Cop and Hollywood Cop. To me, I think Batman and Robin is head and shoulders above some of those, like especially The Room. Everyone talks about The Room being the greatest bad movie ever. But we've talked about The Room on this podcast, and we've all kind of come to that conclusion where, it's bad, obviously, but we give it a little bit of slack for the people that were in it and them not really knowing how to make a movie correctly. There's no excuse for Joel Schumacher. He had made a ton of movies. He had made a lot of movies, and he could not have gotten the Batman and Robin character more wrong, if he just phoned it in. And he legitimately tried in the movies. So that's why I hold this movie a little bit above those movies, because this is a big studio movie. This is a tentpole movie. Batman had been very popular. He's probably the most popular superhero at this point in time, right? In 1989, the Keaton and Jack Nicholson Batman movie really launched that character into the stratosphere. Like I said, this movie killed the character for quite a while until Christopher Nolan comes along and revitalized him. So that's why I think this movie really holds that special place, because I remember in 1997 bragging to my friends at that age, like, oh, me and my dad, we're gonna go see the new Batman movie. When he gets home from work, we're going to see Batman. We're going to see Batman. It was like a point of pride. Like, I'm gonna go see this new Batman movie. I love Batman. And this film was the first time I ever left a theater disappointed and like, oh, so this can happen. Movies can be bad. And everyone at school the next day, how's Batman and Robin? I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. Even my dad didn't try to sugarcoat it. He didn't come out like that was a piece of shit, but he was like, I don't know. I don't know about that one, bud. I don't know. And yeah, it was just, it set a precedent for me, I'd say. So this was a formative movie for young Dan Aquino.
Okay, so Batman and Robin from 1997 was directed by Joel Schumacher, who directed DC Cab, St. Elmo's Fire, The Lost Boys, Flatliners, Falling Down, The Client, Batman Forever, Time to Kill. He did a Time to Kill in between Batman sequels. Wow. Batman and Robin, 8mm, Phone Booth, a bunch of. He's a vet. He's done a lot of movies, a lot of shit movies, but a lot of movies nonetheless. Starring George Clooney, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Chris O'Donnell, Alicia Silverstone, Uma Thurman, Michael Gough, Pat Hingle, John Glover, Elle Macpherson, Vivica A. Fox, and Jeep Swenson. IMDb score of 3.8, Rotten Tomato score of 11%. Budget, $125 million. Box office, $238 million. Plot, I only have one sentence for this. A washed-up TV actor dons the cowl in the gayest Batman movie ever. Mark, I want to know where you're coming from with Batman and Robin.
So, Batman and Robin. I feel like I watched this a bunch as a kid, and I turned this movie on, and I didn't remember a single moment of it, like, plot-wise. Outside of, I know the backstories of, like, the characters, so I knew some of, like, Freeze's wife and all that stuff. Like, I knew that and all would be in it, and Ivy's, environmentalist streak and stuff like that. But anything that goes on here, like, I completely forgot Bane is in this movie. I probably, at the time when I was watching, probably had no idea who Bane was, essentially. Because I think, I wasn't as deep into, comic books on the DC side. I think if I was reading any comic books, it was probably X-Men at this point. And see, I mentioned it this time, Dan.
Thank you.
So, like, I learned about some of the villains from these movies, and I will say, reversing it back to my viewing of this, I don't think I realized, or maybe it's because your eyes in 1997 based on what you've seen before. I didn't realize how, like, awful the production of this movie is. Like, from the first time they go into, like, the museum when Freeze is in there, and just how terrible and how much of a set that looks like. Maybe it's like recency bias with all these superhero movies that come out that just look a lot better in terms of like the design and stuff for locations and things. But in my brain, thinking about this, like, oh yeah, the Freeze areas were pretty cool with all the ice, and then they pop in there. I'm like, oh no, this looks like a like some kind of like high school play stage, with the like icebergs or whatever sitting in there, and the way that he just happened to freeze everything so that the inline skaters that had ice skates on could do their little tricks when they jump into frame. Just the overall, just how much this just looked like, I could tell that none of it was probably shot outside of the studio lot at all, which was probably maybe a thing back then for big studio movies like this, and maybe we're sort of spoiled nowadays with it. But yeah, that was the first thing that threw me off with all that. The other thing is Uma Thurman's acting in it. I don't know if she was just trying to have fun with it, or maybe she hated it, after she got the pages, like one of those things, like felt duped with how they were writing the character. But she was just chewing scenery like there's no tomorrow every time she's on screen.
Quick, Mark. I think Uma Thurman is the only actor in this movie who understands the movie they're in.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. That was that. Yeah. That was my point. I was partially getting to, but
she 100% knows that this is a farce. Like it's not a serious movie whatsoever. She's doing that like 1930s or 1940s, like, oh, coming up and see me. Yeah. Well, yeah.
With the transatlantic accent.
Yeah. Just like, it's great. It's amazing how she's the only one.
She's my favorite part of the movie.
100%.
Yeah. She's my favorite part of this movie. I remember there being more ice puns than there actually are. Even though there are a lot. And I think Arnold just thought it was a comedy bit the entire time that he was on there. And he was really poor at it, despite actually being good with comedic timing in other movies. He just couldn't bring the seriousness that this character actually has because of the, wife dying situation. And then you have Chris O'Donnell. It was just like everything was just a mess, and you can see why this character or the Batman character just like it was like radioactive after this because the writing was awful, the design, the production was awful. They did the Spider-Man 3 thing where they threw a bunch of villains into one movie, and none of them worked. I think this is true for both of his, right? There's like 2-3 villains in both Forever and Batman and Robin.
The Forever is Two-Face and the Riddler.
Yeah. So, and I think both of Burton's, because he's the first two, right? Returns and Forever.
Batman and Returns. Yeah.
Or
Batman
just one
Returns
villain, right?
Batman Returns has Penguin and Catwoman.
Yeah.
Okay, but Catwoman's like she goes back and forth.
Yeah.
She's
a tweener. She's a tweener, as they would say.
Tweener. Yeah. Yeah. But that was my point, is that there was just too much in this movie. And I think the best way, if you're going to do two villains, is that villains need to make sense together. And I have no idea how you make Ivy and Freeze work together. At least with Two-Face and Riddler, you can have like in comedy sense, you can have the jokester, the jester in Riddler, as Carrie played him. Then you got the straight man in Two-Face, Harvey Dent sort of thing. And they kind of can work together,
Not if Tommy Lee Jones has anything to say about it.
That's one of my favorite stories, is how Tommy Lee Jones just openly hated Jim Carrey during the filming of Batman Forever. Yeah. What did he tell him? I cannot sanction your buffoonery. It was like at a dinner or something like that. He got up and did the Michael Corleone to Fredo, where he brought him in and he's whispered into his ear, I cannot sanction your buffoonery. It's like damn, dude.
What a great sentence.
Yeah, I would expect nothing less from someone like Tommy Lee Jones,
I hope that's written on his tombstone when he dies 50 years from now, because Tommy Lee Jones is a national treasure.
Yeah. and really my final thoughts on this, because everything's awful except Uma Thurman in this movie. This movie, the casting of this movie, it reminded me a lot of the conversations I've seen out there about the new Superman movie in terms of casting, is that you should cast for chemistry and how the characters work together, the actors feel together. There's that photo of the new Superman and Lois Lane together, and then there's the photo of Henry Cavill and Amy Adams, and how they say that Henry Cavill's Superman looks like he's hauling Lois off to jail, and not embracing her. And then you look at the other one where they're cuddled close and look like they have a lot more, keep using the word chemistry, but I can't think of anything else this late. But chemistry together. And this movie very much feels like George Clooney and Chris O'Donnell, nothing. There's nothing back and forth between them.
Well, the reason is Joel Schumacher, I think on the commentary, he just talks about how Hollywood, like movies are made for good looking people. That's like he just wanted to get the best looking people for his movie. So like, it has nothing to do with chemistry. It's just George Clooney's a good looking guy. Chris O'Donnell is a good looking guy. Uma Thurman is a good looking woman. So it's like just getting good looking people. That's all that mattered to him.
Yeah, and that's my point being, and that's why the movie's god awful. Because you just threw a bunch of hot people together and didn't know how they would mix to make any kind of passable movie. It killed the character, this type of thinking for a superhero movie for like a decade, and then when it comes back, instant great casting with chemistry is why Batman Begin worked. Just from Michael Caine and
Christian Bale.
Alone, and then Morgan Freeman, and it just basically doing the complete, not complete opposite, because Christian Bale is arguably a good-looking man, but it just that was the first thing that came to mind, because I'd literally seen Superman over the weekend and saw that stuff, and I'm just like, yeah, that's why doing chemistry reads makes movies so much better, even if the writing and some of the plot stuff is not top notch. If people want to see the people on screen and are invested in them because of what they see, it just makes the movie better. And going to there and just staring at hot people does not make a movie good.
I disagree. Okay, as for me, this was the first Batman movie I did not see in theaters. So that tells you where my parents were standing on the early reports of this film.
They did their homework.
Yes. I'm going to nip a conversation in the Discord in the bud. Jonathan, don't bring me this conversation here. He said Batman and Robin is such a beautiful, unique, and iconic vision of those characters. I'm assuming he is being facetious. If he is not, stop right now. Stop it.
Well, we're so close to getting the Batman and Robin apologists.
Yes.
Because we've already entered Batman Forever apologists, and I am not one of them.
Sure. And I will say this. I enjoyed my time with this film. Sure. It is not good. It is silly. I will say it achieves what Joel Schumacher was telling the actors the entire time.
Yeah.
This is a cartoon brought to life.
Yeah. I think in the commentary, he says it's a comic book. He doesn't even say comic book movie. It's just, hey, remember everyone, this is a comic book.
Yeah. So I will say this is a fun time. As bad as it is, and maybe this is because we are 340 movies into this podcast, I did not hate my time with this. I think it is rightfully trashed as a bad movie, but it is entertaining. I think a lot of it has to do with Schwarzenegger. He's not good, but it is the ice puns that sell it for me, because it's legendary. Too much. It's just too much. It really is.
And somehow
every single line, and it's only like 28, I think, in the trivia.
Yeah, I was like, and it was less than I thought there was.
Yeah, it is way too much, but it works for a stupid time. Uma Thurman's accent, was bonkers to me, because the transatlantic. I was like, is she doing a Katharine Hepburn impression?
That's a good pull. Yeah,
and it's only until she turns into Poison Ivy, right? Yeah. She doesn't have that in the beginning.
No,
she's a normal human being,
right?
I think we missed out on a George Clooney Bruce Wayne that worked.
Yeah,
there's not enough George as Bruce in this.
Well, because if you think about it, he literally is Bruce Wayne his demeanor is just Bruce Wayne throughout life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I was saying I've always said the most pure Bruce Wayne that's been depicted is George Clooney. Yeah. That is what I think of as Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, from page to screen, it's the closest one-to-one that we've ever had.
Yes.
And I think it sucks they hampered him with the relationship in this movie. with Elle
had to get Elle McPherson in it.
He has a longtime girlfriend. It's like, he's Batman. He's a playboy.
He, in every movie, he's dating somebody.
Yeah.
Right? Like in the first movie, it's Kim Basinger.
It's Vicky Vale.
Yeah, Vicky Vale, then Catwoman. He has an on and again, off again relationship. The third movie is with Nicole
Chase
Kidman.
Meridian.
Chase Meridian. And
let's give it. And also let's just go back and give how Nicole Kidman looks in that movie is
phenomenal. Yeah, steals the show.
Otherworldly.
I'm just thinking of how she went from that to now she's like the face of AMC movie theaters. Hey. What a wild ride.
Yeah, but I love how awful Gotham looks as a place to live.
It's changed drastically from Tim Burton's vision to Joel Schumacher's vision, right?
There are highways just
to nowhere.
Teetering in the sky, being held up by enormous statues, which there's one thing about me, guys, that I've learned recently. Giant statues freak me out.
There's zero purpose for these statues in Gotham City.
Yeah, it's called megalophobia, the fear of large objects or spaces. Not spaces or large buildings or anything like that. Specifically statues. For whatever reason, there's this one statue. I think it's in India. It is like the largest statue in the world. It looks like my nightmare.
Interesting.
I so much anxiety just looking at this thing. It's called the Statue of Unity. It is too big. It is much too big.
So you must hate that Queen album, News of the World, right?
Yeah, I mean, if I saw it like in person, yes. Like if that thing was like lived with us on this world, 100%.
Okay.
It gives me so much anxiety. I'm gonna throw this in the chat so you can see what this monstrosity looks like. Oh, I hate it. But I was thinking about that when I saw those giant statues in Gotham.
To me, it's poor city planning, if anything, right?
Entirely. This is hurricanes. Nothing's going to withstand. Like major natural disasters. Gotham is going to be wiped out immediately.
Yeah, right. Because that's taking down whole structures with it.
Yeah, it's like thin supports on that highway system.
Yeah, it's just a total 180 from what Tim Burton's Gotham was, because that's more it's very dark and depressing Gotham. This one is so zany. There's gang members that are painted in fluorescent paint in this Gotham, where the Tim Burton Gotham, it's just, it's gangs, regular gangs that shoot and kill people, not going around motorcycle racing off of bridges that lead to nowhere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Very, very strange movie.
Batman's just not doing his job. That's what it comes down to.
Apparently, they're just rampant in Gotham now.
Yeah. Is the people that they find in the Turkish baths, are they just cannibals? Is that what we're supposed to see?
My wife asked me the same question. I honestly couldn't tell you what their deal is. No idea.
I love that we had the random Clockwork Orange people in the bike race scene.
WB milking that property.
Yeah.
Hey, remember Clockwork Orange? Because they bring them back in the Space Jam sequel. They're just there in the background. What a weird.
Noticeable, notable kids movie, Clockwork Orange.
Right, Clockwork Orange. Yeah. To Mark, to go back to a point that you talked about. This was your introduction to Bane, right?
When I was a kid, yes.
When you were a kid, yeah. And it was the same thing with me. Like, I had no clue who Bane was.
Mm-hmm.
So
Same.
For all three of us, right? This was our introduction to Bane, which is completely wrong. Joel Schumacher missed the mark by a mile. Where Bane in Batman and Robin is a Frankenstein's monster, right? He speaks one word and he's just a brainless monster.
By the way, I can't decide which Bane I like better. Is the Harley Quinn Bane that's really smart and Beyonce, or the dumb as rocks Bane in this movie where he's setting the bombs and goes bomb.
Yeah, because again, he's a monosyllable creature. But in the comic books, he's like a brilliant tactician who I was like it blew my mind when I read Nightfall, where he almost kills Batman. I'm like, that can't be the same character from Batman and Robin, can it? Like this goofy looking like
did they hit the fight booster that he had on the front of his
everything else, the crazy thing is pretty much everything else about that character is correct. Like, he pumps venom into himself to get bigger. So he got that part right, but just decided to make him an idiot.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I will admit I did laugh out loud at the bombs part. That was just...
my favorite part is when Bruce and Dick are doing research on Poison Ivy, and they get the photo of them arriving into Gotham.
Oh yeah.
And Bane is wearing a trench coat with a hat, like trying to conceal his identity, but he's still wearing the luchador mask.
Yeah, I didn't even think of that. That's great.
So obviously it's played for a gag.
Yeah.
But no one knows who you are. You don't have to right? You don't have to try to dress up.
Right. And speaking of identity and hiding stuff, God bless Barbara for just outing everyone in the middle of Ivy's lair.
Oh, Bruce, it's me, Barbara.
Bruce, it's me, Barbara.
Oh, Jesus. We know why she was included. This movie is to sell toys, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't think that's a shock to anyone. But again, Joel Schumacher getting the character completely wrong. Barbara is not the niece of Alfred. She's the daughter of Commissioner Gordon, Barbara Gordon.
Right.
You don't have to change her backstory, and nothing changes if you kept the same backstory, nothing changes in this movie.
Yeah.
Right? You could still have Alfred dying from McGregor syndrome, but now Barbara Gordon is helping out instead of her being the niece of Alfred.
Yeah. I this is probably in the comic, but I love the fact that his brother is Wilfred.
Wilfred and Alfred. The only thing I can think of is the reason why they changed her backstory is because Commissioner Gordon is such a minimal part of the series.
It like, changes throughout the series. Yeah,
he's like a no-one actor.
That's Pat Hinkle you're talking about, sir.
Pat Hinkle.
How dare you?
Yeah. No one actor. There's really no relationship ever shown between him and Batman to create this kind of connection. So I could see why they're like, oh, Alfred is the next closest person. But
and
obviously
maybe
accurate.
Maybe I just zoned out at points, but does she ever try to speak with an English accent in this? No, right?
No, I don't think so. Smart enough.
Yeah.
If this was a Marvel movie, she would have tried, I'm sure.
Yeah, I guess I didn't think about that, actually.
Because I don't... I'm sorry, go ahead, Ant.
I was just going to say, because he does have a British accent, but I just assumed she was overseas at school, not necessarily like she lived there.
I think that's the case, because she mentions that her parents were killed in a motorcycle, or a car crash.
Yeah,
and
everyone's got to have a depressing backstory.
Right, everyone's parents are dead.
I was going to say, all three of them have dead parents, right?
Yeah, and I'm assuming Alfred's parents are dead, so...
Well, yeah. That'd be the real twist if he's the only one with parents.
Right. Yeah, my parents are 120 years old. The crux of this movie is Alfred is dying, and he has the same illness that Mr. Freeze's wife has, McGregor syndrome.
Mm.
The problem with this being Alfred is 80 years old.
Yeah.
Right? It's not an unnatural thing for an 80-year-old to die.
Right.
And they treat it as if it's this heartbreaking loss. I mean, yeah, all loss is sad, obviously, but like this big tragic thing, like, oh, Alfred's dying. Yeah, he's 80. That tends to happen when you get to be that age. Yeah. And saving him is kind of cruel at that point.
Right.
right?
He's not going to come back 100% at that point of his life.
No, you couldn't. And what's in it for him? Just more servitude.
Yeah, he should be retired at this point.
Yeah, like that. The end of the movie should have been like the end of Aladdin. I set you free, genie. Like, all right, we saved you, Alfred. Go.
We'll get a new butler.
Right. Well, yeah. Just like
I'm 37 now. I don't need a father figure in my life.
That's a good point, Ant. This Batman, this Bruce Wayne, has zero trauma in it, right?
Yeah.
All the other Batman actors have that dark trauma. Even Val Kilmer, right? Because that's why he's seeing Nicole Kidman, the psychiatrist, because he has that trauma still. George Clooney could not give a shit less that his parents are dead.
Yeah. I think part of it's age, but part of it's also like I can't picture George Clooney being that upset about like that and about a childhood trauma like that. You know, I can't even picture George Clooney like tripping upstairs. You know?
No. Yeah, he's like too perfect.
Yeah, George Clooney has never tripped upstairs.
George Clooney, he has the power to tell presidents what to do.
Yeah.
So,
and he's not even the most interesting person in his own relationship.
That's true. Right. He's married to an heiress, isn't he?
Yeah. No, she's just like Amal Clooney is like a international lawyer. She took like Al Qaeda to court.
Oh shit! Is that what it is? Yeah. Damn, I don't mean to downplay her. I thought she was like an espresso heiress or something like that.
No, she was.
That's very sexist of you, Dan.
I know. Yeah. I'm so sorry. So she's more talented than he is.
Yes.
Yeah, he's just a washed-up TV actor. Right. He married up, as far as I'm concerned.
He outkicked his coverage again.
Yeah.
Right, because at this point in 1997, he's best known for ER.
Yeah.
Right? He hasn't made the leap to, well, I guess if you want to count Attack of the Killer Tomatoes as a jumping off point.
No, he hasn't done his movie career hasn't really taken off quite yet. He's like 1997. He's already done like From Dusk Till Dawn.
There's one right before Batman and Robin.
Yeah,
I was looking it up.
He hasn't done the one with Jennifer Lopez yet, has he?
No, he does One Fine Day.
Oh, yeah, One Fine Day, From Dusk Till Dawn.
Yeah.
But that's
then he
really
gets into the Ocean series.
Yeah.
All the other ones you know him for are after Batman and Robin. Peacemaker, Out of Sight, Thin Red Line, Three Kings, Oh Brother Where Art Thou, Perfect Storm. Like that's all after.
Yeah.
It's pretty wild that he comes away unscathed in this movie. Like Arnold Schwarzenegger, he's kind of too big to fail at this point.
Yeah.
But like Chris O'Donnell, Alicia Silverstone, this kind of like killed their careers.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Their momentum more than anything.
Yeah, they're still kind of a rally, right? Chris O'Donnell was doing like the CSI shows, or he was doing one of those procedurals. Alicia Silverstone kind of disappeared.
That's NCIS LA.
Sorry,
Damn.
I'm not 60 years old. I apologize.
Yeah, because Alicia Silverstone, essentially what I'm looking through this Blast from the Past. It's like, I mean, she's in Scooby-Doo 2, but then after there's not much at all after this.
No.
Right. So I was surprised that because he's the biggest name, the biggest actor, or the biggest character, I should say, in the movie. He's Batman. So you would think like, oh boy, he really beefed it with this one. You would think that would hurt him, but no,
maybe his aunt pulled some strings.
Just like, don't worry about
it, baby.
Rosemary Clooney used her power to
sweep it under the rug.
Yeah, to get him cast at the Perfect Storm. She had to make some calls.
Yeah, the phone's not ringing.
Yeah, the funny thing is that going into this movie, he may be like the third most known actor in it.
He's not even top billed. Arnold Schwarzenegger is.
Well, Arnold's Arnold. But you could make an argument back then that Alicia Silverstone is more pop culture known than George Clooney.
Yeah, for Clueless, right? That came out 95, 94.
Yeah, and then the Aerosmith videos and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Right. And it's crazy to me that, so in Batman, Jack Nicholson is top billed over Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
But Danny DeVito doesn't get top billing over Michael Keaton. And I would argue that Danny DeVito is a better actor, definitely, than Arnold Schwarzenegger. But he's up there with Jack Nicholson in terms of acting.
I think he's not a movie star.
Yeah.
Jack Nicholson is a movie star in
Okay.
capital letters. Arnold Schwarzenegger is a movie star in capital letters.
And
Danny DeVito's not. You're not selling tickets based on Danny DeVito being in your.
That's true. I'm going off of talent because he is just as talented as Jack Nicholson, and more so than Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, I mean, I would argue that he is not as talented as Jack Nicholson, but I'll give you better than Schwarzenegger.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, and Keaton's the bigger name at that point too, because does he do Beetlejuice between the two, or
Beetlejuice came first?
Oh, okay.
It was that 86, I think.
Maybe 88, maybe like 88. Before.
Okay.
Yeah. I didn't think it was 86. I didn't think it was that early.
It's not that early.
Okay, I could be wrong. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think Winona Ryder is that.
Probably not. Yeah. Would it surprise you guys that? So, all right, Mr. Freeze is the big villain in this, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And they botch it, right? He's the pun machine in this, essentially.
Chill out.
Yeah. In 1992, the Batman animated series won a daytime Emmy for Heart of Ice that stars Mr. Freeze, the character Mr. Freeze.
It's one of the best episodes, yeah.
It's an amazing episode. If you can watch it, go back and watch it. It's like the perfect introduction of the character. And this is a complete opposite of the character in Batman and Robin. Because Mr. Freeze is a very sympathetic villain.
Yeah, it's a tragic story.
Yes. And he's a genius. He's not this hulking buffoon who just spouts quips. So yeah, it shocked me that because that came out in 1992. So they had 5 years in between that and this to totally destroy the character.
This feels like a very Mandela effect moment. And I can't remember, even though I just watched the movie like an hour or two ago. Does he say ice to meet you at any point in this movie? Or is that just a thing that...
There's so many, he might have slipped. He's got to slip it in, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I feel like I remember as a kid, that was one of the puns everybody would say. But I don't know if it was just like kids saying the easiest thing to rip off of him, or if he actually says it in the movie.
Right. I mean, he could just easily say, "Nice to meet you. My name is Freeze. Learn it well, for it's the chilling sound of your doom."
Yeah.
It's the harbinger of your doom. He loves to say harbinger in this movie. What's your favorite? What's everyone's favorite pun or his ice joke?
I like chill out.
That's a classic, right?
Yeah.
Simple. I like
out.
the don't forget to winterize your pipes.
There's a PSA in the middle of this movie.
Yeah.
I like what killed the dinosaurs.
The Ice Age. That's a good one. Yeah, I wonder if that was Schumacher or Arnold deciding to do that.
I don't think Schwarzenegger was writing his own ice puns.
Probably not, right? Yeah,
and if he was, chill out was probably the best he could do.
Sure, that makes sense. I like how this movie kind of treats everyone like they're idiots, like the audience.
Yeah,
because it's diamonds are blue in certain aspects for whatever reason. So blue means cold. So diamonds are going to help Freeze power his suit.
Well, Dan, diamonds are known as ice.
Oh, that's true, right?
When you wear diamonds, you're iced out.
You're iced out. And the scene in the beginning where Batman and Robin are chasing Freeze and Freeze hits Robin with the ice gun, and Batman has to thaw him out.
Yeah.
And he heats up the water, and the water turns red. It's like, get it? Red means heat, and heat is hot. That's not how that works. The water doesn't turn red; it just gets hot. I don't understand his thinking.
All right,
it's a joke of a movie, but I love it.
All right, guys. Final thoughts, Dan.
Oh man, we didn't even talk about the bat nipples.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I think I covered it with that this is the gayest Batman movie ever.
That's true. And it's weird because everyone kind of final thoughts on it. Everyone picks on this movie for the bat nipples and for the bat credit card. And like, I didn't even get to the part where when they're bidding on Poison Ivy when she makes her entrance in the gala and Batman and Robin start bidding on her, but they're bidding millions of dollars.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone should have thought, oh, that's Bruce Wayne then. he's bidding $7 billion. Yeah, like this movie has so many issues that are way worse than the bat nipples and the credit card. The dialogue is corny, poorly written. This is basically the 1960s Batman brought to life in 1997 with the henchmen and the bad sound effects. The characters are all wrong. It's a disgrace of a Batman movie, but it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to make fun of, and it's a lot of fun. This is the perfect movie you would put on with friends and just laugh at. I know Clooney has apologized for it profusely. I know Joel Schumacher also apologized profusely before he passed away about this movie. So they understand the damage that it did to the character. But like you have to watch this movie. Yeah. It's a must watch. It's better than Batman Forever because of how over the top silly it is. Yeah. So yeah, I think even if you're a fan of Batman, like you have to watch this movie.
Okay, Mark, final thoughts.
Yeah, so same thing. It in all my ripping of it, or during my segment, it is a fun watch, and I don't know if I've used this in a while, but it would be definitely one of those that if back when I had basic cable, if it came on, I would leave it on while I was either, reading a book or on my phone or cleaning. There's enough to distract me for a few minutes because it is a fun time watching it. You're not worried about, obviously, none of the plot burned into my brain, even though I watched it probably way more than you should. But yeah, the one thing that I got out of this I did not mention in our whole thing is I don't know if it would be interesting or depressing to live in Gotham. And my point is that when Ivy, as Pamela, makes her appearance and yells about the environmental stuff, and that a few million people, that's a sacrifice we should make for Earth, and like nobody bats an eye in the crowd, like obviously supervillain standing there and nobody, and just the insanity of Freeze driving his car down the middle of a road together, and just it just feels like, as terrible and awful of a town as Gotham is, it feels like I would at least get some humor out of living there, from just the ridiculousness of it. And I think he went too far into making it ridiculous and funny, and that's why, it doesn't work as a good movie or even, a passable movie. But it is also why it is a fun time to sit there and watch, even though it's 2 hours long. Because it just goes so over the top on everything. And I think the only thing I regret was, even though she's in it a lot, that there's not more Uma Thurman eating up the scenery as Ivy in this movie.
Okay. As for me, this is an enjoyable, stupid movie. It's fun. It's not good, but it's fun nonetheless. This is a severe misstep, but I think we're all better for it. It feels very comic-y. It feels very cartoony. Uma Thurman is great in it. I think Schwarzenegger is terrible, but he makes the movie because of how bad it is, how bad Mr. Freeze as a concept for this movie is. I can't really say he's the reason it's bad, just kind of the concept itself of how they designed and treated Mr. Freeze in this movie is a bad way to treat it. Gotham is a nightmare. I don't know if I'd rather live in Gotham or Whoville. It's a toss-up, but I don't think Whoville had giant statues, so maybe it's Whoville.
Whoville's on a snowflake.
It is, and I don't know if that's good either.
Yeah, like what's the structural process of that?
Yeah,
and everyone sings in Whoville. That can't be fun.
That's true. Yeah. So Gotham is coming back, closing the gap there.
We made some good points for Gotham.
Yeah, I'm not even going to call this movie out for being over 2 hours long, because it's a breezy 2 hour and 4 minutes.
Yeah. Exactly.
You could probably cut out the Alfred stuff, though, and I wouldn't miss it.
Yeah, I don't think it really does much to the story.
No.
Yeah, you could cut out him being sick and just, even if you want to introduce the Barbara characters coming to save him, that's even the most Alfred you get, is that she thinks he's, like that she doesn't understand the dynamic. Yeah. That she thinks it's way worse than it is.
Yes. We didn't even talk about that had classic 90s hacking in this movie I'm just going to try and guess words.
My favorite part is I wish they would have kept it in.
As in PEG is the password, which is
terrible password.
It's literally
three letters.
I don't know how that works out. But yeah, that was what the stakes in that scene are. You only get X amount of tries, and then you have to wait 24 hours, I guess, or whatever the time would be. But she's on her last try, and it's PEG.
Yeah, she doesn't even have that. Like I said, that he was a coward for not zooming out and putting like a hilarious amount of attempts, because all it says is tries,
right?
And the number goes up. She tries. Like that would have been a good Easter egg to pull out and see. Like, well, I would have done 69, but zoom the camera out and it's like 102 or like some like ridiculous number just sitting in there.
Real quick with that scene, I don't want to keep us going too long, but at that point in the movie, when Batgirl or Barbara hacks Alfred's computer and gains access to the Batcave, he is like almost dead, right?
Yeah.
He's days away from dying, but somehow he was able to create a Batgirl suit for her.
Mm-hmm.
Where, when, how does he do that? Does he do it from his deathbed? Like he hobbles into the Batcave.
Yeah,
like, I know she's gonna find this. Even before this man dies, he's still serving other people.
Yeah, he had to do it pretty close to death, right? Because otherwise she'd eat herself out of the bat suit, which she did apparently. Which she does not look fat in this movie at all.
No, I was gonna say I didn't think she looked fat at all.
But she was supposed to be in more scenes. I don't know if you guys read the trivia or remember this, but she was supposed to be in more scenes as Batgirl.
Okay,
but the Batgirl suit didn't fit. They had to resize her.
Ugh.
So they had to cut scenes, and like I guess the tabloids got wind of it and they started calling her fat, which she does not look fat at all in this movie.
No, she looks great.
Yeah.
I mean, she's a 10 in this movie.
Yeah. From probably in the heroin chic era of 1997.
Yeah, I mean,
would be considered fat.
What's the margin for error for a rubber suit? It's probably minimal, right?
Right. Yeah. Yeah, and like it sucks because this movie kind of set back, and it's not her fault, but it kind of set back female heroes in movies. Because we didn't see another female hero for quite a while. And it's not her fault. The movie was terrible. She was doing what she could with the material given to her.
Yeah. All right. I think that's our final thoughts. We're going to take a quick break and do our final segment. But before we do, Dan, what do you got for us?
All right, guys, real quick, please go check out good friend of the podcast, the Game Vault podcast, run by our very own Mark Myers and Tom. I don't know if I should say his last name. I'm just gonna say Tom. If he wants me to say his last name, he could tell me. But run by Mark and Tom, where they run down video game news, video games that they're playing, games that you should be on the lookout for, things happening in the industry. It's a weekly podcast where you could find it on any platform of your choice. So please make sure to rate and review them on whatever platform you use. It helps them out a great deal. They are on all socials at Game Vault Pod, and they are also on Twitch at Game Vault Pod, where they're playing old school games. They're playing newer games. Mark is playing new games. He's playing, I think he just ran through Mega Man, the original Mega Man. So if that's more your style, they've got you covered. It's a lot of fun.
Mega Man.
That brand spanking new game, Mega Man for the NES. But that's just kind of the stuff that you're gonna get if you go check them out on Twitch. Old games, new games, they run the gamut. So please go check them out there. It's a great place to be. It's a lot of fun, very uplifting network of people, and please support them over there.
Okay, great. We're going to take a quick break, and you guys are going to listen to some messages from friends of the podcast. So we will be right back. And welcome back. Now it's time for our final segment, and this segment is a recast. We haven't done one of these in a while, but basically the name of the game is we get to pick any era that we want in basically movie making, and we will recast it. So if it could be a precast or a prequel of sorts for Batman and Robin, and we do not know anything about anyone's cast. We don't know what era any of us have picked or the actors who they have picked to play them. So this is going to be fun. I think I don't remember what movie we recasted last time, but Dan and I got very close with ours.
We did. We had Gene Wilder and
what movie? What did we recast?
It's a good question.
I don't remember, but like we had like it was a woman that we had a like exact. And then we had like a backups, and our backups were identical too.
I think it was Jane Fonda.
Yes.
And I don't remember who the backup was that we both got. But it was like the 70s we picked.
All right. So I am very curious to see what eras we've picked. So who wants to go first?
I'll go. I'll take a shot. All right. I feel as if we're gonna be very close in terms of the decades.
Okay.
And I hope not, but we'll see. So I chose the 80s.
Okay. I did not choose the 80s.
Mark, did you choose the 80s? Okay, awesome. I thought one of us or two of us would have the 80s, so this I'm glad. All right, so the 80s I have as Batman, Kurt Russell. I have as Robin, Keanu Reeves.
Okay.
Mr. Freeze, Alan Rickman as Mr. Freeze.
All righty.
Poison Ivy, Cher.
Interesting.
As Bane, Andre the Giant.
Okay.
Batgirl, Linda Hamilton.
All right.
And as Commissioner Gordon, I'm doing a little team up from The Thing. I choose Keith David as Commissioner Gordon.
I like that pick for Commissioner Gordon.
Yeah, because in Batman and Robin, there's a Predator reunion with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Jesse the Body Ventura.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to kind of keep that theme going with classic 80s alien movies.
Yeah,
so
this feels like a very 80s action movie. You got Linda Hamilton in there. You got
I was
Kurt Russell.
Kurt. I mean, it was between Kurt Russell and who else did I have as my backup? I had someone else in there, but you know what? I really like Kurt Russell. I feel like he would be a really good Bruce Wayne / Batman.
And we're thinking like early 80s thing.
Right.
Kurt
Russell. So like in my mind, this movie comes out in like 85, a year after The Thing, or like 85, 86. I had Michael J. Fox as Robin at first, but I was like, you know what? I feel like that's the easy answer.
Mm-hmm.
And that he's too comedic.
But at first you had Eric Stoltz, right?
Eric Stoltz first, and I'm like, you know what? he didn't test well with Kurt Russell. The crew hates him. He's a pain in the ass on the set. So let's change that out. No, but I figured Kurt Russell or Keanu Reeves at that point, right? He's in his 20s or like late 20s, so he's action oriented.
Sure.
So I think, when did Bill and Ted come out? That's 86, 87. I forget.
Yeah, this would be around Youngblood for him, right?
89.
I think so. 89. So yeah, like Youngblood is probably more of that time period.
Yeah, very good.
Cher's an Oscar winner, so
she is. Yeah,
she would chew the scenery well.
Yeah.
Uma didn't win for Pulp Fiction, right?
No. All right, Mark, do you want to go next?
Yeah, sure. So I went. We'll just say 2020s. I went modern recasting.
Okay. Okay. So none of us have the same decade.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah. So for mine, even though TV is a lot different than it is nowadays, I went for a Batman that could do the suave look and do some action stuff, and has been known for mostly TV stuff. So I went immediately. My Batman is Pedro Pascal.
Of course.
Okay. Yeah.
Pedro Pascal.
Could do the suave Bruce Wayne stuff in a different, form than George Clooney. But can also pull off the action Last of Us, the Star Wars thing that I'm blanking on right now. And then the other one. So I'm going to leave Robin for last just because I had a hard time with that and had an idea for that one. So I'll go to Poison Ivy, and I'm going to keep it in the family and give it to Maya Hawke to play Poison Ivy, because I feel she could do the same type of scenery chewing, and had more of the I feel that Poison Ivy needs to be a little bit of a taller woman. For some reason, that's just in my head what I feel Poison Ivy is, and she's 5'9", her mom's 5'11", so it sort of works in the same sense. And yes, I did research that to make sure before I cast her in it. Freeze. Now this one might just be obvious, but because of all the puns and jokes and stuff, I'm going to cast John Cena as Mr. Freeze. Sure. I feel that if you're going to make Freeze a little more comedic, he can do it, but he's also got he's got more of a dramatic acting side than Arnold does. And I feel that you could get closer to the actual Freeze with someone like Cena than you were able to do with Arnold. And it not be as goofy and crazy, and you can get a little more in depth with the wife storyline and the scientist side with Cena. And so Batgirl, who I originally had as Ivy, but I felt the more and more I watched Alicia Silverstone, the more this person fit Batgirl better, and I'm going to cast Sydney Sweeney as Batgirl. Okay. In the same sense of, basically at this point, Alicia Silverstone was the it girl. We mentioned Clueless, Aerosmith, commercials, things like that. And I feel Sydney Sweeney slides right into that category for bringing eyes to the movie. And I tried to get it as close to the actors in this movie as I could. And she just felt very much in that same realm. And then my Bane, which is when I said you guys would make fun of me. For some reason, I just kept going back to wrestlers, and it's maybe because I've seen stuff for Twisted Metal, but I immediately thought of Samoa Joe to play Bane. Okay. Just a big guy that is just strong as hell, playing Bane. And so yeah, I couldn't get wrestlers out of my head for that character. And then my final one is Robin. So here's the thing: the entire time I'm sitting there, and in my head, I keep going, I feel like the way Chris O'Donnell is playing Robin feels like very much how a director that doesn't get Robin would ask this guy to do it. And I feel roughly, I couldn't get Tom Holland out of my head to play Robin. For some reason, I just couldn't do it. And I'm just like, I really couldn't get past it to think of anyone else. So this is the reason why I left Robin for last. I decided I wanted to do a gender swap and have a female Robin. And maybe it's just because I saw Superman over the weekend, but I felt very much like the attitude that this Robin has towards Batman in this movie. I immediately went to Isabella Marcet for this character where, she can, feel like she can stand up to a dramatic scene with Pedro Pascal where they're arguing, back and forth, and I feel could, play along with, the physical nature of Robin here. But yeah, so that's what I got. I went more modern, mainly because John Cena and Pedro Pascal were immediate yeses for me, and then I just had to build the rest around that.
Okay, I think you got some choices that I think any movie exec would be on board with. Yep. 100%.
Got to get funded, Ant.
Got to get funded. I agree. All right. Well, as I've said, a lot of times, Nobody is giving me the keys to the franchise, but I am going to share my choice. I'm going to share my screen too, because I put together a little PowerPoint presentation. Nothing fancy, but let me know when you can see this.
Is this something you can throw up on the Discord for the Patreons?
Probably, yeah.
I see it.
Yep. So we're taking this back. We're taking this back to the 70s, specifically 1978, baby. All right. So my first up is Batman, and I had a few names. My first name off the top was James Garner, because he early 70s he was in the Rockford Files. Really strong male physical presence. But then I realized he was 50 years old in the 70s, which was just a little bit too old for my Batman. I did want to go a little more veteran actor, but 50 was a little bit too old. So I went instead with James Brolin as Bruce Wayne / Batman.
He's got the look.
He's got the look. So he's 6'4", or at least he was 6'4" in the 70s. He was 38 in 1978. He had already starred in Westworld, and Capricorn 1 was the same year. And he kind of looks like Christian Bale.
Yeah, he does a little bit in that photo.
I love that point. Looks like Christian Bale.
So James Brolin looks more like Christian Bale than he looks like his son. Not really. He looks just like his son, too.
Yeah. Literally, for those of you, if this does end up going on the Discord, the slide before this, he looks exactly like his son. And then in this slide, he looks exactly like Christian Bale.
Yeah.
Yeah. Insane.
Handsome man. My next one is Robin. And Robin, I had a tough time.
Robin was real hard. I don't know if Dan had the same.
I put... my original choice was Sean Cassidy, who at the time was obviously a singer. And he was in the Hardy Boys and Nancy Drew TV show around this time. So I was going to go with Sean Cassidy, but he was young. He was like 20. So I wanted someone a little bit older. And I wound up picking, I think it's the most obvious choice in my list. But he is arguably the biggest star in all of my choices. I went with John Travolta as Dick Grayson Robin. He's 24 in 1978. He's 6'2". This is 1 year after Saturday Night Fever. It's the same year as Grease. And like I said, potentially the biggest star in the cast.
Yeah,
which
and
I think
this is after Cotter and all, right?
Yeah, this is after Welcome Back, Kotter.
I think that makes sense for your movie because I think in the 70s, Robin would be more of a draw at this point.
Sure.
So that's a good point to get someone bigger to be Robin.
Mm-hmm. Now, my next is Barbara / Batgirl. This one was hard too, because I wanted somebody around the same age as Alicia Silverstone that had some stuff under her belt already at that point. So it's sort of a household name, but like kind of looking for that next step in her career, which was what was Batman and Robin was supposed to be for Alicia Silverstone. So I went with a sort of household name. And I went with Maureen McCormick as Barbara / Batgirl. That is Marsha Brady for those playing at home.
That's pretty good.
She was 22 in 1978. Brady Bunch already ended in 1974. At this time, she was doing like Love Boat episodes, TV movies. I think she needed something to kind of launch her into the next phase of her career. So Maureen McCormick as Barbara / Batgirl.
You could have the meme of her saying "Sure, Dick" instead of "Sure, Jan."
Yeah. I don't remember who's next. It might be. I think it's Mr. Freeze.
Okay.
I think so. Let's click through. Oh no, it's Pamela Isley. I'm going with Lauren Hutton, who was a little bit older than Uma Thurman was at this time, but she's a model. She was 35 in 1978, and she had a Revlon contract starting in 1973. Went into the 80s, which was like huge. It's like $250,000 a year for Revlon, and she was in The Gambler in 1974, with James Caan. So I went model route. The obvious answer would have been like a Farrah Fawcett type. And I didn't want to go that obvious. I wanted to kind of like, I wanted to keep the budget down, basically.
You had to cut it somewhere.
Yeah, I got to cut it out. John Travolta's bringing in the big bucks, so he's got to get paid.
And
so
I don't think Pamela Isley is really the focus of the villains.
Yeah, I think you could get Lauren Hutton for a little bit cheaper. She's only got the Gambler under her belt.
Right.
Okay, so the next one I'm pretty sure is Mr. Freeze. This actually, I picked this one after I picked John Travolta. This is probably the biggest star. He's the villain. He's a heavy. He's got to be a heavy. Yeah. I picked one of the biggest heavies in the 70s. James Caan as Mr. Freeze.
Hell yeah.
I didn't go the Arnold Schwarzenegger route. I don't think, I went more for a guy that could act. We talked about the cartoon version of Mr. Freeze. I don't know if James Caan is necessarily that version of Mr. Freeze, but he was 38 in 1978. He's already done Godfather 1 and 2. He's done Rollerball, and it's James Caan. Yeah. But I do have an alt one for Mr. Freeze, and it's completely out of left field. This guy has acted some, but he's mostly a singer, and I think he could do an interesting job because he's an interesting fellow. It's David Bowie as Mr. Freeze.
I like that a lot.
I think I like Bowie a lot better.
I like that a lot. That's interesting. That's really pick your poison because James Caan, he's a legend.
Yeah, I feel like, and let me know if you guys are on board here. I feel that Bowie is enough of a contrast to Brolin to work better than Caan.
Sure. I think Caan brings that, like you said, Ant, he brings that heavy feel, right? Like that villain, that aura. He's a tough son of a bitch, right? Bowie is more experimental. So you don't know what you're gonna get from Bowie as the villain. Sure. It's gonna be sexy. It's gonna be sexy, you know that.
It is gonna be sexy.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like Bowie could, for some reason, lean more into the scientist side of the character.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. And I think my next one is, because I think I only have two left. I think mine is Bane, and I wanted a big dude, one guy that could kick some fucking ass, and he did it on screen, and he did it on the football field. My choice for Bane is Jim Brown. He was 42, 1978, three-time MVP. And at this point, he had already done The Dirty Dozen, 100 Rifles, and Slaughter's Big Ripoff.
That's cool.
James Brown. Yeah.
That's, man, like another great picture you chose.
And this would have to be a completely different Bane, because I doubt James Brown would essentially pick a character that's technically slave-like in this film.
No, that's it. Like the Bane in Batman and Robin is not Bane. That's complete different. Like, Jim Brown would be able to have speaking roles in the. You know, he would have dialogue.
100%. Yeah,
be closer to the Harley Quinn.
I was thinking, Tom Hardy, Bane, probably.
That was what I was going to say. Like how he's smarter than he looks.
Yeah,
right. Sort of.
He probably doesn't even wear the mask.
No,
right?
No.
Jim Brown doesn't wear the mask. He just has the apparatus on him, and you go from there.
Yeah, I'm not paying Jim Brown whatever he costs to wear a mask the whole time, and no one knows Jim Brown. No.
And he'd probably tell you to fuck off if you did. I'm not wearing that.
And he'd say, okay.
You got it, Jim Brown.
And for my final pick, I went with Commissioner Gordon. I went with somebody that I think is going to look good as a cop. It looks like he's probably played a cop 100 times. I went with Carol O'Connor as Commissioner Gordon. It's 54, 1978, and all in the Family was still on the air.
Pretty funny. Yeah. Does he call Robin Meathead?
The Meathead. Hey there, Meathead.
Hey there, Meathead.
Maybe it's just because he's an Irishman, an old Irish guy.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's who Jim Gordon is, right? He's an Irish cop on the beat at first.
Yeah, so that is my 1978 team.
That Bowie choice is so good.
That might be my favorite choice of the entire. I like personally because it's my list. My favorite was Cher.
Sure,
as
that's
Poison Ivy.
It's pretty good, isn't it?
I like that one. But yeah, David Bowie. I mean, two singers, right?
Yep.
Just oozing sexuality. You get them together. That's
thinking outside the box.
Yeah.
I'm just sitting here. I'm like, that would be such a weird freeze, and I would love every second of it.
Right.
I was thinking of doing 2020 Mark.
Yeah.
But then I was like, the more I think about it, like then it just kind of turns into fan casting for the James Gunn version. You know what I mean? And not saying that's what you were doing.
No, I tried to cast the Joel Schumacher 2020 version.
Gotcha.
Of it, which is why I chose Sydney Sweeney as Batgirl, because it's like the needing pretty people in the movie.
Of course.
Yeah. I think if I was going, because I did flirt with Poison Ivy being Zendaya, but I was like, I don't know, because I started feeling like I was pulling from the same sources between The Last of Us and what's it called? Euphoria. But like I said, the reason I chose 2020. Immediately Pedro Pascal as Bruce Wayne and John Cena as Mr. Freeze. It was like, yep, that would very much be who Schumacher would choose, nowadays.
Yeah. And we asked this question in the Discord, and we did get some responses. Our good friend Jonathan, he mentioned, so he kind of did kind of across eras sort of thing, but he put John Cena as Mr. Freeze and Arnold Schwarzenegger as Bane. He said keep Clooney, Uma, and Alicia Silverstone in their roles, and then mentioned that maybe give this to Quentin Tarantino, given the Uma Thurman connection, I believe. And then he said Robert Rodriguez as Bane. That'd be weird.
That'd be like the director, right? Robert Rodriguez. Yeah. That's a strange choice, but hey, listen, I'm all for it.
I mean, Robert Rodriguez cast Tarantino in his movies.
Yeah,
I don't know if Robert does too much acting. And then Roxy Foxy said Madonna as Poison Ivy. Did she say what era?
80s.
It feels like an 80s. Yeah, it feels like an 80s Madonna.
Yeah, because we
maybe
were
90s.
We were going to the grocery store, and I brought up the question to her, and she was like, "Oh, I'm not sure who I would choose as Batman and Robin." Like, I really think Madonna would be a good Poison Ivy. I was like, God damn it, that's a great choice. I should have taken that.
Yeah, all the good choices, singers. But she was very similar to her role in Dick Tracy, Breathless Mahoney.
That's what I immediately thought of. Like, yeah, she was great in Dick Tracy. So obviously a pulp comic from back in the day. So my wife having better choices than I do. So
I'm assuming she was expensive in 1997 because I still feel that could have been a Schumacher choice for Poison Ivy as well.
Sure.
I wonder if she was kind of like waning in terms of relevance. You know what I mean? At that point, I don't think she had come out with anything in quite a while, right? When did Sex come out? Like 1990?
Early 90s. And then Ray of Light, I think, was early 2000s.
Yeah, that was kind of when she made the
comeback. League of Their Own's a little older than I thought it was.
It's 92?
I was thinking it was 94 and 95.
What was she doing in 97? You have her IMDb up?
I am pulling it up right now.
I'm trying to see if the Batman and Robin have any this person was offered the role but passed.
Right.
She just did Evita.
Oh, okay. She was doing serious movies.
And Ray of Light was 98.
Oh, it was earlier.
Oh, okay. I thought it was 2000.
Yeah, I thought it was this century.
Yeah, but she doesn't do much. She does Evita, then that album comes out. And then she does, where is it? She does Swept Away.
Oof. Yeah.
Die Another Day, which is just a cameo, basically. She's the fencing person. And then that was basically, Evita was the end of her acting for the most part for a while. I think, ever. This all looks like music videos. But yeah, maybe she, I'm thinking there was a movie that I missed in here. Oh, Next Big Thing. That was the movie with Rupert Everett.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I'm looking at William Baldwin. Christopher Lloyd was considered for the role of Mr. Freeze.
That would have been a different movie.
William Baldwin was Joel Schumacher's first choice to play Batman, having previously worked with him on Flatliners.
That was who my Alec Baldwin was my other choice for Batman, and I went with Kurt Russell.
Is there a way to eliminate music videos as credits?
David Duchovny was also considered for the role of Batman.
Really?
Yeah.
That would be an interesting take. I don't think he has the charisma.
No.
Especially for a Joel Schumacher movie. It would have been very different.
Yeah. Okay, so there's choices for Mr. Freeze were Ed Harris, Patrick Stewart, Christopher Lloyd, Hulk Hogan. Now, I'm not sure who said that.
That's Hulk Hogan saying that.
Right? Yeah, I was going to be Mr. Freeze. Sylvester Stallone and Anthony Hopkins.
That's something I would watch. Anthony Hopkins as Mr. Freeze.
Yeah.
He'd be good. Hulk Hogan. I was going to be Mr. Freeze, but I missed the call, brother.
But Jesse Ventura's in this movie.
Yeah. Maybe Ventura told him not to. Like, he told Schumacher, don't hire him. He sucks.
Yeah.
He's a scab.
He's a scab.
Olivia d'Abo was offered the role of Barbara Wilson / Batgirl. I feel like
that's right. Yeah, it's obviously not Garden. It's Barbara Wilson.
Olivia d'Abo. Well, she was the sister in The Wonder Years.
It's so funny. Sorry, I'm stuck on. I wish I could eliminate music videos from Madonna's. Is there
IMDb
a way to filter to see how many of these are actual movies. There we go. All right. So it looks like she did 26 movies.
Okay.
Madonna. I don't know. I just needed to know that. So I can share it with you guys.
Thank you. All right. So, why don't you tell us who you'd cast in the movie and what decade you'd set it in, or what decade would you recast or precast Batman and Robin? Let us know in all our socials, or the best place to do that is on our Discord, where the question is already posed to our patrons. Once again, go to patreon.com/TickTamPod, and you, for just $1, can join our Discord and get exclusive shows, help us decide our movies of the month, and just shoot the shit about movies, wrestling, television, video games, whatever your heart's desire. We even have a general where we talk about books for an afternoon, ever so briefly. But you go to patreon.com/TickTamPod. Once again, it's just $1. Other places you get a hold of us is on Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky at TickTamPod, or on TikTok at They Called Us a Movie. We also have our Gmail. You can hit us up at ticktampod@gmail.com. Great place to get a hold of us. And if you have 5 minutes of your day, go into your podcatcher of choice and give us a 5-star review. Help us out a great deal. That's it. That's this week's episode. The director of Batman and Robin is Joel Schumacher. So for Dan Aquino and Mark Myers, this is Anthony Vecchio telling Joel Schumacher, well, you certainly made a movie, didn't you?